Hi, Ryemarkable Moms, and happy Mother's Day. I'm Liz Woods, and I'm back today to start a new series, a series about moms of children who have special needs. Today, I begin by talking with Emily Fontana. Emily's story is so heartwarming because her story really demonstrates the beauty of our community, a community that pulls together when there's a family in need, and Emily's family was surely in need in her story. You'll see why. I hope you enjoy, and here we go. Hi guys, I'm here today with Emily Fontana. Emily is the mom of 5 children. She has twins who are 9, then 8, 6, and 4. Before she was a mom, she was a special education attorney in New York City, and she has a very special story to tell about her oldest son who has autism. Emily, can you tell us about your journey? Thank you for being on, by the way.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Well, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to tell my story, so thank you for having me.
Sure.
It has been quite a journey. As a special education attorney and seeing many cases of children with autism, I never dreamed that I would be the parent of a child with special needs myself. And yet, in some ways, it was actually my deepest fear. I went on to have my twins, Mark and Mia, and Mark developed normally for 3 years. He laughed, he could sit in my lap and I would read books to him. He and Mia even had their own special language. They would laugh, they would say silly things to each other. And it was as though when he was 3 years old, someone took an eraser and began to erase him in front of our face. And to say that that was painful is really an understatement. There's really no words to describe what that was like. But the challenges that came after that were actually even harder. So Mark lost all of his language that he had developed. He lost all of his toilet training. He began to flap and spin. He lost any awareness outwardly that he recognized anyone who was with him. It was really devastating.
Even you and your husband?
Even us.
That's hard.
It really was horribly difficult. Indescribable, really. And I didn't even really begin to realize until later how we began to shrink away from the community that we loved because it just became too difficult to go anywhere with him. He would scream, he would run away with no regard for danger. He could run into the street or a parking lot. I remember one day I took him for therapy at a sensory gym, and I had my younger son Matthew, who was a baby, over one shoulder, and Mark escaped and he ran through a busy parking lot in the rain that overlooked a highway.
Oh my gosh.
He climbed a fire escape and dangled himself by one arm and one leg.
Oh my gosh.
And in that moment, I knew that I needed help. So I actually called an organization that trains and provides autism service dogs for children like Mark. And we were really blessed to receive one. Her name is Echo, and when we received Echo, she changed our lives completely. And she gave us back some of the freedom that we had been missing. You know, we for the first time were able to go places again as a family because Echo wears a harness and she has a tether that connects her to Mark. So when Mark tries to bolt into traffic or tries to jump into a swimming pool when he can't swim, Echo just braces.
That's neat.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I always love to tell the story about the first time that we went to church with her, and the priest noticed her, and he said, you know, who is this? And I said, this is Mark and his service dog, Echo. And he invited them up onto the altar, and he introduced us, and our entire congregation clapped.
Aww.
And that was just such a special moment for me.
Yeah.
And then she disappeared. It was really, really hard. So one night My husband came home from work. The kids all rushed him at the door. Mark bolted outside. Echo ran outside, we think probably after Mark. We didn't see her because it was getting dark. And so she got locked outside. We realized she was gone about an hour later. And we searched and searched, and there was no sign of her. The next day, in desperation, I called News 12 to see if they could help us. And they did. And after that, I began to be flooded with calls and support from members of our community in a way that to this day, even 5 years later, really just blows me away. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to sit with you and share the story, because I just want to say how grateful I am to this entire community that came together in such a big way. They supported us by helping me create signs, putting up signs. Local businesses put up all of our signs. The police came out and asked how they could assist.
Wow.
It really was amazing, the outpouring of support and the volunteers who came out, and the message didn't die. It kept going and it kept going for 9 days.
Wow. And so how did you ultimately get Echo back to your family?
So against all odds, 9 days later, I believe as a result of all of the coverage and all of the interest and all of the love and support that was flooding in, we eventually got a phone call from the woman who had found her. And Echo had been renamed. She'd been renamed Francesca. And she had, she had been taken to a new vet. And it was really...
So they kept her as a pet?
They kept her as a pet.
Okay.
And it was really and truly remarkable. When the woman brought her back, she said that when she saw who Echo was for, that she knew that Echo belonged with Mark.
So nice.
It really is. So
Okay, so there are moms in town who have children with special needs, and they might be looking for a service dog like Echo. Where do you recommend that a mom could find a service dog like Echo?
Well, I'm proud to tell you about an incredible organization called BluePath Service Dogs. They train service dogs like Echo to go to children with autism, like Mark, to help ease the burden for those children and their families, and by extension, really entire communities. They're really an incredible organization. They are holding a fundraiser coming up May 19th. It's called the BluePath Walkathon. And if you're so inclined or interested, you can come out just to cheer and support on the walkers if you like. You can come out and actually walk in the walkathon, or you can donate any amount that feels right to you.
Great, and I can put all the links in the description box below, and we can check out all that information. Emily, after Echo's return, I know you were obviously so inspired by this story. You wrote a children's book about it?
I did. I was inspired to write a story, not surprisingly, about a little boy who has autism and his service dog, and his service dog goes missing. But the little boy who can't speak makes a very special wish. He makes a wish that starts in his heart, and it doesn't matter that he can't talk out loud with words, because he knows that heart wishes speak louder and travel farther than any spoken words can. And little by little, the people in his community catch the wish, and the wish spreads out in people's hearts in greater and greater circles of community, until the town that loves them enough wishes them home. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching today. Ryemarkable Moms is all about sharing our positive stories and inspiring one another to make the world a better place. And I'm so thankful to be part of a community with moms like Emily, who are really doing that every single day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe yet, please hit the red subscribe button below, and I hope to see you guys soon.